We have to talk about what InZoi isn't, or to be a little bit more precise, we have to lower our expectations because I see already a lot of people going to the internet and proclaiming that InZoi will now be the Sims 4 killer, the final straw which will break the neck of the Sims, and this is finally the competition we have all been waiting for and we all needed. Now, to put it bluntly, look, I understand that some people never liked The Sims 4 or The Sims games, but they look for something more mature looking, and that is completely fine. The thing is, though, The Sims 4 is a huge game, has a huge community, and even after 10 years is still be considered the king or queen of the genre. And that makes completely sense because the game has been evolving for the last 10 years. If you've been here at the beginning when The Sims 4 came out, it was a mess. It wasn't really good. And the same will probably happen with InZoi because InZoi is not really releasing next week. A lot of people misunderstanding this. Next week is the beginning of the early access period in the game. And that is a very important distinction to be made because that means there will be a lot of issues and a lot of things which will not work like people hope for. Like, we can already look at some of the system requirements and talk about the technical aspects, and I can already guarantee you that the game will probably run like ass, because if you are looking at the system requirements, you see that if you want to play this game on high, you basically need the best CPU which is available right now. If you want to play it on recommended, you need the second best CPU for gaming available right now, and then even if you want to play it on medium, you need one of the top 5 CPUs which are available for gaming right now. And when you think about that, that's a bit crazy, right? Like, even for a game like this, which is probably very CPU heavy, this is a lot. And this tells me, for somebody who has played tons of early access games and tons of video games over the decades, that the game will be a technical mess at the beginning. But you could also argue, in a game like the life sim genre, 60 FPS at least at the beginning is not that important, even though personally I just love the 60 FPS and it's like the bare minimum for me today. But there's a reason why The Sims always used stylized graphics more than high-end graphics, right? They want to make sure that the game runs on so many systems as possible, and InZoi is not doing that. So there will be tons of people who will be thoroughly disappointed when they realize that the game is not necessarily running well on their machine, even though they kind of have the requirements, because again, it's an early access. Another huge thing we have to talk about is gameplay. There will be a lot of features missing. There will be a lot of gameplay aspects missing at the beginning, and they will slowly add that over time because it is early access. And we even have to say we haven't really fully seen like hour-long gameplay yet. Yes, there were interviews, there were trailers, some content creators could already play the game and show a little bit of the game itself, but we always only saw vertical slices. We only saw parts of the game, and we never saw like an hour or day-long gameplay loop, so we don't really know yet how that will feel. And yes, they are telling us a lot, like if they have this features, cast, the AI is something completely new and will completely change your playthrough every time. The interactions with the different InZois is like completely different, yada yada yada. They're promising a lot because, well, they also want to sell you a game. And don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to test out all of it, and I hope I will be pleasantly surprised by it. But in the end, we still have to wait till we can finally see like the whole gameplay loop. And that is something where people have to temper their expectations a bit, because things will not be there. Or another thing we have to talk about is bugs and glitches. There will be probably tons of bugs and glitches and systems not working right. And yes, there will be funny videos down the line we can all watch online of things not going well. And if you are an avid sim player, you will probably say at this point, Mole, I am used to bugs and glitches. Remember the human horses? or just a recent patch in The Sims 4, which basically made nearly every kid in the game pregnant. Yeah, I have been there. And yeah, I have been there when the game came out, and it was an absolute mess in nearly everything. I still remember when things stayed pixelated, when Sims left the shower or left the toilet and all that. Like, so many things which just did go wrong. This is why they had to fix the game before they could even release more expansions. But with that said, I can see that InZoi will have similar issues, if not worse. My point here is I don't look down on the game. I don't want to bash the game. I'm looking forward to it. And you can look forward to the game as well. But you really have to temper your expectations here and be prepared that things will not go your way, that there will be even some issues which might prevent you from playing the game. And that will suck when that happens. But this is why the game will start in early access. If you do not like that, then you probably come back in a year or two when they have done more with the game, or you watch some live streams, some videos, and so on and so forth to get a better idea about what to expect from the game when it finally goes into early access next week. But I said it at the beginning, and I can only say it again, temper your expectations, because it's better for the longevity of enjoying this game. With that said, though, we are at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a like. And also, if you're new to the channel, you want to see more InZoi content, which I definitely plan, because I'm somebody who has over 1,000 hours in The Sims 4, nearly every expansion, besides of I think the last two. I have played the other Sims games before that with hundreds and thousands of hours. Like, I'm a pretty big Sims enthusiast. If you want to see more, I would also appreciate if you click down below and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to also hit the bell icon to be informed when a new video is going live. We are also doing live streams here on YouTube. No, not on Twitch. It's YouTube. And so if you want to check them out and want to be informed whenever I'm going live, the bell icon also helps. But with that said, thank you so much for watching, folks. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.